Alright, so today on the wonderful, lovely gaming Matty Rocks, we're going to be taking a look at ranges. We're going to be taking a look at how to set up troops and how to set up where things go in our world and our dungeons and stuff or whatnot. We're taking a look at the dungeons in our next episode, so not this one, but the episode 7. I may not take a look at that right away, but if there's something glaring and interesting. So now we go into our database. Now, as you can see, we have all these different enemies. I want to go into troops. And as you can see, we already have some preset troops. We're going to delete all of this. Okay? We're going to delete all of it. Okay? What we want to do is look at where our forest is at. We do need I do want to create a wind creature of some sort. So actually, I didn't do that last episode. So let's look for a wind kind of creature. Let's use the wind spirit, okay? And all it's going to do is actually, let's do a copy on the bat. Paste that. We're going to edit this down to the wind spirit, okay? And then we're going to say, spirit. Okay, now it's going to drop the stimulant, of course, but it's going to increase it from 20 to 25. Gold's going to be increased from 15 to 20. Okay, and it's going to have the elements of wind is going to be 0% chance on wind. Its physical is going to be about 10%, like its predecessor. But it's going to have its thunder is actually going to be about a 60%. Fire is going to be 100%. Actually, no, let's put that at 90%. To kind of say, hey, it's not 100% there. Water, 0. Because it's just gonna grace that thing. And then maybe we could probably set up ice. It's trapped in ice, so I'll also set that to 100% instead. So then I'm actually gonna put that at 10%. Put everything that has a 0 does not, except the wind. So that's basically generally there. We're gonna add in our wind spell, but it will be dropped down to about 4%. It can attack it. Actually, no. It's only going to use the wind. The winds basically, and it's going to have this 999 MP skills. I need to double check back in the skills section. We did not charge this to run with a 5 MP. We're going to actually do that as a 7 MP there. Spark 2 does have. I want to make sure that all of our. Okay, so now let's go back to our enemies. Okay, that's good there. I also want to add in the potion ability, but we're going to have that as a 10%. And we're also going to increase this to about 10% as well. And to dropping a second potion. Actually, no, dropping a second stimulant is going to be about a 50. So it can drop an extra stimulant if needed be, but it won't necessarily do it. Now we're going to do this one. It's going to drop a second Dispel Herb at about a 60%. Okay, and we'll just add a stimulant at 100. 1 out of 100 chance that it will drop an extra, that'll drop a stimulant too. So it'll be a rarity that you will find snakes that drop them. It's like a rare drop our dispel herbs and stimulants. I did forget to set up our ogre. Our ogre's not going to drop anything, nor will our minotaur at the moment. So, you know what? We're going to add the bat's going to add our extra stimulant. No, cancel. This one that has our potion, it can drop an extra potion at about a 50. So it's a rare. It's not a rarity. It's a rare to drop 2 potions. 2 potions on it. Good. Abby. Hey. Okay. Whatever. Alright. So let's take a look at being able to... Sorry about that, guys. My cat was hawking up a loogie, hawking up a hairball. So now let's go into our troops. So now we want to look at let's add any bat. Okay, we're going to auto-name that one to a bat. We're going to actually change the maximum to 20. 20. And we might not ever end up needing 20, but we're going to add in 2 bats. Auto-name that. And then we're going to add in a bat and possibly a spirit. Okay. And then we'll add in our snakes. And then we'll add in our 2 spirits. And we'll add in our general spirit. And then we'll add in 3 of those. And then we'll add in our slime. Okay, this is basically how you're doing. Now, we'll take a look at battle events when you get to like a boss of some sort. I don't name for that one, slime. Now, we're going to actually redo this one is going to be, we're going to rename these because we have them named slime for fire. Fire, ice. We'll call it fire, and then this one's going to be ice. We'll just do it ice slime 2, and we'll do fire slime. Now we're going to add in 2 of those, and we'll auto-name that, and we'll do fire slime 2, and we'll need to go down here, and we'll add in our thunder, our, no, we're going to auto-name that to hit spark 2, and we'll add in auto-name. Well, basically, I'm just sitting here making sure that we get all of our bases covered. Now, we don't, now it's just going to help for when you have multiple enemies that look alike, or enemies that are named similar, you can rename it that way. I do want to add in our 3-door. We'll call this, instead of doing that, we're gonna call this one fire, spark, ice, slimes. Okay. That way it just showcases that we have all 3 of them here, and we're going to shift them. Now, if I show you that I shift it, we would have to basically remove this one because, as you can see, if I do that, it's just gonna, we'd have to remove them from that area, because if you move them in general in any direction of any sorts, you would want to make sure. And why do I have that U there? I want to make sure that there's an ice. That you won't. It'll be a rarity that you'll find the fire and ice slimes. That's why, and the 333 slime. So, and then we're gonna throw in our regular. We already got our fire slime, so let's go with our auto name, and we'll go with spark slime. Now, Do we have our one single ice slime though? We don't. So let's go with a single ice. Now, these will be more directly in a dungeon. The slimes will be. They won't be out in the main world. So, do we have our orc? Okay. Put our orc, and you only find the orc once in there, so that's good. So now we got our thing generally set up. So now when you go over and you want to create these enemies and put these out on the, or have them set into a battle, you can always come over here and go to this R. Okay? This R is going to tell you that this is what's going to be here within the map. Where do you want these things being set up? Now, we don't have any water creatures at the moment. Creatures that are out here on the mainland waters. I will create those on a separate episode. Not a separate episode, but create those outside of the episodes, between episodes probably, and I'll showcase them next episode or whatever. So, when you want to set up your ranges, okay, when you've got the range to be had, you want to set them in general where you want them. So, let's say we want to have this range be here. This is basically what I'm doing, is I'm setting up this whole area is going to be range 1. Okay? Now, it's a lot quicker to doing it in succession of using this tool here. Don't if you have made a mistake, you can use this one to refix it, but typically I don't need to worry about that. This is for our there. Now this is where our snake's gonna come in. So it's pretty self-explanatory of just getting these out and in there. Now, a lot of times when we have you want to make where you might want to find, where you can find 1, but you can also occasionally find like a 2 in there. Place a couple around. Don't be shy. I just did that there. Don't be shy to try to make it look like, hey, you're going to mostly get 1 here, but you might get 2, range 2 in there. Now, when you are doing that, you can also say that now you guys remember this when I was showing you that there's this overworld kind of overarching encounter section. Well, now this is where things are going to come into where we want our bats. Okay. We're going to do a bat spirit. Now, and then we're just going to gather all our enemies that we have available, our spirit 2. We're going to add in our snake 2, and do I have spirit 3 in here? I don't think so. Okay, I want to make sure that I put all the spirits next to each other. Now this is just going to be, you see this encounter step? I want you to set it based on recommended that you set it above 70 if you're not doing dungeons or you're not doing certain places. So now we have this encounter step. Let's set that up. Let's make sure. Do not select specific battle back unless you're doing like a dungeon or you're doing some battle in certain locations, in certain areas, because the world map's already going to set that up for you in the first place. So now as you can see, we have these general weight sections. These general weights are going to generally be like, hey, this is the setup as the entire map. Well, we don't want to set it the entire map. If we look at this, we only want the bats to be showcasing in 1. So we can set these bats. Let's set it to Pacific region 1. Okay. Now we want bats 2 to be set to a Pacific region ID 1. That's where you set these ranges, where you get these ranges from. Now, we want to set that, we want to get this, drop it down. Now, if you look at, and you go and take a, if you have that nifty calculator on hand, this would be a great idea. Take 5 plus 3, which is going to be 8. And then take 5 divided by 8 and 3 divided by 8. And that's what you're going to get your chances of getting certain enemies. Now we want to set, this one's going to be specifically set towards 2. This is going to be range 2. Okay. This one's also going to be Pacific range 2. And 2. This one's going to be Pacific range of 3. Will also be Pacific range of 2 and 3. So you can find them. Actually, no, this will also be Pacific range of 3. Hold on. Nope, this is going to be Pacific range of 3. Now, we could also, forgot to put in the orc. The orc's also going to be Pacific range of 3 as well. So that's generally what we have for particular things. Now, we can say that we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 20 for in the grassy area. We want to get these bats. You won't see a lot of the bat locations, so we'll drop that down to about a 2 to give, say, hey, you might be able to find it. We'll drop down our 2 spirit down to 4 and our 3rd spirit down to a 3. Okay, making that our lower chances of getting that. I'm actually going to drop that. I'm going to actually increase our spirits to a 6. Increase these up by 1. Okay. We want to say the orc is a lot less chance of getting there, but the snake's a little more chance of getting it. So that's basically how we can set up our troops and our locations. Now, if we go in, we also want to check up on our database. I'm going to need to get my headphones on, so give me here like 2 seconds. Because the thing is now we're going to go to our battle section. And we're going to go into our system. Now, if we go to our system and we say we want our battle theme, okay, so we just wanted to make sure that I have the correct battle theme. Okay, just to make sure that I have it correctly. Now let's go out and let's test out in our world and check out how our battle section is going to work. Now, a lot of people recommend that you say 90 out in the world, but I wouldn't go as far as look at how lengthy between towns are and reduce based on how many steps it takes you to get there. In my Pacific, one of my Pacific games, I do it a different way. So, you know, now they seem a little close to me. Let's just show you how the magic skills work in game. Now, okay. So that's kind of how we showcased how the battles work, showcased how things there, but I want to go back and let's check on our skills, because I know I did a mistake. If we go into Spark, we need to go down here, we need to say Thunder 1 All. We need to say this one, we're going to switch it over to Thunder 1. Fire 1. We need to switch that over. And I'd like to do this one, Fire 1 All. You know, this one's Thunder 1. Now we also need to go over and find our Ice section, because we want it to... Let's do Ice 1, 2, and then let's do Ice 2. Let's go down here and let's do our Ice All 2, just to kind of give it a variety. And then we want Wind. We're going to find our Wind All. Okay. And apply and hit OK. So now let's go back in and let's just check to make sure that our skills are working properly. We can always test it through the battle tester, but testing it throughout here, I'm moving a little closer to my keyboard though. So let's check on our magic to make sure that our Spark 1's working as it should be. Okay, it is doing just fine. Now we're checking to make sure that our spells are working correctly as they're supposed to. Okay? Now let's go down here and let's see what we can get. Let's see if our... We're testing different areas of the game. Still haven't got that. Now, we're making sure Now, as you can see, the spell is working perfectly the way I want it to. Ouch. We don't have anything right now to heal. I'm going to use magic and use spark again. I'm going to do magic. We're going to heal myself. Down here we're going to heal Lucius, if we can. Lucius is now level 2. So now we did, now as you can see, that's just showcasing you what the leveling up system is. That's why I wanted to show you how the leveling up works. Now, if you are playing, and you are playing in the, as you can see how I'm actually going across this water, that is because I'm holding control. If your people are playing the game, they aren't going to have access to that ability. So try not to use it. Try to, if you're just going and testing a small something that, you know, just make sure it works, and then go back. Make sure that you can have a plan. Do you want them to get to a certain level? Do you want them to get to a certain place? That's the question. Now, I could have probably opened up the menu and healed that way, but well, that ain't terrible. So now let's go into, now let's open up our save. We're going to save this into file 1. Okay. Now we've got 150 of that wonderful, lovely goopy goo or whatever. So we could go in here and heal up, but I don't want to. We don't need to right now. So let's go over here. Let's go see if we can find that little... I didn't show you guys chests, have I? I don't think I have. I don't know if I put any in here for an actual chest. So I want to show you guys how to make chests and how to make and that's, I don't know if I put a chest in the inn. You can't go back there without paying for the night. See? And you could say, that's pretty different, but I don't know if I did give you guys a chest or anything like that, because I'm not... Yes, I did. Okay. As you guys can see, that needs to be changed. So if you have a chest, make sure that it's set up to the same person. So I'd like to go and buy some weapons and increase our capacity. Now, as you can see, now let's go in, let's equip, let's go and equip Nick with this new fandangled sword. You can also hit the Q and it'll also put in our things. Now, if you notice that we go in and we click buy, sell, we can't sell these. For obvious reasons, the reason why you can't sell them is because a lot of times the ability to actually get access to it is kind of, we set that items to 0. We can't buy the weapons that we need we can't sell these because there is no sell value. The value is basically 0, and they're not going to buy anything off of you. So we got our extra swords, but, you know, so let's get out of here. Let's go save it. Okay. Now we got 50. We're going to say game end to title. And we're just going to shut it down. Okay, so that's how you set up ranges, and that's how you make sure that things are working perfectly. Because, as you see, we got to go over here, and we got to click on this thing and hit edit. We got to make sure that it's the same as characters, because it's not going to, basically, it's not going to change itself over. So you can't receive that 500 in chest money. Money is money. Okay? Now everything should be working perfectly. In the next episode, we will take a look at how a dungeon works, how this thing works over here. So we will show you some other events as well. So we'll be taking a look at how to create a dungeon, how to make it your own, how to do it your own way, but there's a quicker way to doing things. So we'll do that in the next episode. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. If you also enjoyed my content and enjoyed this enough that it warrants a subscribe, you should hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. You can always stay up to date with Gaming Matty Rocks.